Hi, everyone. It is Mediumship Monday, 7 o'clock every Monday. I'm here, and I'm going to spritz. I'm going to use my Shine On potions. Oops, I always do that. It's backwards. So these are my Shine On potions. It's a full moon gem grounded black tourmaline water with essential oils. And I have more, so I just do it like this. I know people ask, like, how do you do it? And what I really like is it refreshes your aura. So let's just say you're out in public, and I always like to use the grocery store because sometimes people, throw elbows at the grocery store. So I have an excited dog right now, so you may hear him. Anyway, do you love okay? So Catherine, you're using the spray. Hey, Alicia. So Catherine, okay, I'd love to hear what you have to say about the spray. Interestingly enough, I had someone who just got it. It was a 21-year-old young man. A mom bought it for her son, and the son said it was the bomb. So I think because that's how I talk. So I really think that's amazing. So hi, Gretchen. Hey, Brad. I see you're on there. So what are we going to talk about today? I want to talk about the balancing act that is life. Oh, but first, I got to remember to talk about, I want to thank everybody who came out to Sal's this past Wednesday. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun, a lot of really good, clean messages, very clear. That's good. And then I had a fantastic group reading at the shop in Milan, which was, Kendra, she bought 2 bottles, one for home and one for work. Good. Help someone out from bad dreams. That's fantastic. It's a good way. It's a good clearer of energy. It removes sticky, gunky energy. Everything around you carries energy. Everything around you is vibration. Everything around you is frequency. Everything around you can hold on to old stuff, old ideas, old fights, old thought patterns, and keep running you around in circles till you're trying to do this balancing act and you can't quite hold everything all the way up. So I'm offering that we're going to be talking about a balancing act tonight. So a balancing act in trying to have, let's say you have a family, you have a spouse, you are one of a spouse, you have spouses, 2 are married, kids, a dog, you're doing your stuff, you're trying to do your spiritual work, there's a lot of balancing that has to happen. And normally, especially, I don't want to make it just about women, but I have to tell you, my experience is that of a woman. So when you're a mom, and I'm going to speak to the mom side, not to the dad side, is that you have a lot of balancing to do, and normally women will cut themselves off from taking care of themselves. Whether it be physical pain or working out or always just giving to the kids or the house or the spouse or the whatever kind of comes up. It could be, I don't know, the diamond mine you have in your basement. Whatever it is, you normally, it was a family affair, you got the diamond mine. I like that idea. So I wonder, has anybody ever heard that story? The diamond mine in the basement? Well, first, before I tell you that, let me tell you this. I forgot to say it, is that the balancing act also, I have a class this weekend coming up. This Friday and Saturday. We'll go Friday from 6 to 7, or excuse me, 6 to 8 or 9, whichever is the right time to end. I'm not going to end until, I'm not going to be okay, it's 8 o'clock, everybody get out. And then Saturday goes from 1 to, again, 8 or 9, whatever it is. It's not going to be an incredibly big class. It's a very intimate topics of discussion that we normally talk about. We talk a lot of how to work with your vibrations, how to work with your frequency, how to work with your thoughts, how to work with your mind, how to open up yourself to get on your path that you need to go on. So that's this weekend. And I did say, I told it to a couple of alumni because it's the second time I've taught this class. And if you've come once, you can come again for half price. Because I think it's only fair. You don't have to pay the full price if you've already paid it once. So half price second time around. And the way I describe it, if somebody wants a curriculum, is it's part mediumship, part psychic training, part tarot card, part spiritual medium, part life coach, part Byron Katie, part Paul Selig, part. So whatever is needed at the moment, I sort of pull out of my bag of tricks and we talk about. normally we're breaking down a lot of our thoughts and beliefs and systems so that we can kind of, not kind of, so we begin to live a really free life in peace, because that's what you're here to do, is live a free life in peace. Okay, so all right, so back to this balancing act. I'm folding a piece of clothes while it's on my lap, right? Trying to do a couple things at once. I'm going to offer that that may not be the best way to go about your life. Just hear me out here. I know that we're really taught to, do 10 things at once. The only way you're valuable is if you stay up late, you don't get enough sleep, and you do like 50 million things in a day. What if, I swear, what if you just started believing that you were enough right now as you are? Nothing else. No, let's just say no makeup, no anything, just the way you are. Not thinner, not bigger boobs, not smaller boobs, not anything, but just as you are perfect. What would that be like? I mean, what would happen? What would happen to, I'm sure you've heard this. If like every woman ever decided that they were just as beautiful as they are right now, kind of like just get up and go, they'd probably crash all of the markets out there. Want to talk about subversive? This is a way to be subversive. Like, understand that no magazine, no anything you've ever seen out there is ever what you truly are. Because not only is it a way to kind of almost keep you indebted in this cycle of low energy and low frequency where you're always believing you're never good enough. I'm never good enough. I don't ever do good enough. And then you begin to, keep that going instead of ever seeing like, oh, wait a second, I'm not even this body. When you begin to understand like the difference between your soul and your body and where you're going and where you're at, you settle into a different cadence, a different canter, so to speak. So I just want to offer those ideas. And that's sort of a little bit of what I talk about during, we talk about a lot of things, but and if any alumni is on here, please, you can, if Julie, I don't see you're on here, but if you ever get on here, write what the class is like. I know you shared it, but yeah. So, okay, so let's get started. How about that? So about 7 minutes in, almost 7.5, and we'll see what comes up. Okay, so, I just had a nice woman step forward, and she is has a heart of gold. This feels like a mother, and it's interesting. I feel like I tried to sing as I was alive, and I wasn't really singing, or maybe okay. Okay, this is a mother. Oh my gosh, I just have to say, Eileen, it's really good to see you. I have not seen you in forever, and I think you're amazing. So just thanks for tuning in. So I have this woman who's coming forward, and she's sort of, when she's coming forward to me, she's coming in this energy of that she was and I even hesitate to say this now because I don't really know how it feels within me, but a higher vibration, more like you would consider her as her daughter or son to be angelic. So I have this very angelic feeling around her. I think she liked angels when she was here. So I want to give that. So okay. So she makes me feel like she's touching her throat, which is a new sign for me because I don't know if either she had a thyroid issue or she couldn't speak towards the end, because I'm hearing her sing, and I was immediately thinking that her singing was. Oh, Julie, you're here. I'm sorry. Let me just give the rest of this message. That her singing on Earth wasn't that good, but she's showing me singing here where she where she gets the notes. I don't know. It's a very weird thing to be saying, but that's how I'm hearing it, where she gets the notes. I don't think she got the notes before. Okay, Julie, would you mind putting like a little blurb about your experience in the class, and then the class that you did? And again, I wanted to say anybody who is an alumni is half off. I don't know if you even know that, Julie, but I don't know why I didn't advertise that. Because I'm doing it all myself. Maybe that's why I forget things. I try and do too many things at once. A balancing act, like going back to the balancing act. Okay, so I have that. I also have. It's interesting because since I did the reading on at Sal's, the group reading, that night I had such terrible hip pain. It was, and I think there was like 5 different hip replacements that happened that night. It was crazy. 5 different individuals who had passed who had also had hip replacements. And I got to tell you, my hip just has not been the same yet. So, so there's got to be another gentleman here who's older. I just feel that with a hip replacement coming through. This is just as a side note, not my favorite sign. This one really kind of hurts. So, okay, so but I have him coming forward. I do see, wow, I mean, okay, so this message is for a sun. This feels like a sun energy. I don't know if you're on, I don't really know. I do see some people that come on, I don't see everybody. But this message is for a sun. It feels like you are a golf player, the sun's a golf player, and you have a good swing. It was very interesting because it's a, I was kind of, so some I know some of that you've seen me is like I did that group in Tecumseh, and something always happens at new, and one of the new things that happened is I've been teaching myself Spanish using Duolingo, and the first time ever I heard the word manzanas, which is apples in Spanish. And it was a message for someone, her grandparents were Spanish, and she had gone apple picking. So they got me to talk apples by saying manzanas in my head. Isn't that so cool? I thought that was super cool because I didn't know that the more that I branch out, I mean, the more you know, right? You don't ever stop learning. Also part of the balancing act. But giving me a message in Spanish, that's just crazy. Okay, so I think it shows that they also see what's happening with me. Anyway, so I don't know. I also see like there was potential that you had that this is a son that is going to be watching this later. So I feel like there's a really good golf swing that has improved. They're showing me. I don't think that you and Dad went out, because it's a father energy stepping forward. I don't think that you and your father went out and played too much golf together, but you've continued to play golf, and you've continued to expand your understanding of golf in a way. Like I keep just seeing a really good, like, you know, goes really far, and oh, okay. And so now I feel like I have somebody here who's, my attention just went to my head. So I'm seeing at the back of my head someone who has, I feel like this is a head injury is what it feels like to me. Because I'm asking, is this migraine? But as I put my hand in the back of my head, I almost feel like, I feel blood. So, if somebody has passed, it could be even a car accident, because this feels like a young woman with a car accident and a head injury that was taken to the hospital and didn't make it. And it's interesting because I feel that okay. So I just had like a couple of I'm not sure if this is the same girl, because I'm just going to tell you what happened so you can, because I'd like to just to tell you everything that happens, because then you'll know how it comes to me. So I know someone whose son did not commit suicide, but has died in a particular way, and they're bringing forward a young energy of a girl who feels, and understand, like when I'm saying young, I'm saying that things that are in they could be that they passed young, but they're not necessarily teenagers. I feel like this might even be potentially a suicide from a parking structure. I just am feeling like this whoosh, this flying, and I know how this boy died, but this is a female energy coming forward. So, um, if that message is for you, please definitely get a hold of me. They're really wanting to talk to you. I feel it down. Yeah. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're watching this live and I didn't really even say this in the beginning, and if you've stuck far, this far, usually you know that if the message is for you, that it's yours. Take it. And if you're feeling like this is something that your soul resonates with, definitely take it, even if you're not watching it live. Here's the trick. Energy and time time doesn't matter. Time is an earthbound realm thing. I don't really like to use the word realm. How about dimension? Okay, so earth world, hi Janet, an earth dimensional idea that happens here. So when we are in our ethereal bodies, our bodies that aren't very dense and full of old vibrations and frequencies, what I just, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought, which always is a message that there's somebody who's passed of Alzheimer's here. So we have a lot of head issues going on here tonight, huh? And it's not just my whole head issues. This is presenting as like a grandmother on the paternal side. So I feel like that. Also, there's like a ton of spirits just showing up. All right, so this is, wow, she's even showing me an E, like Edna, or it's definitely an older woman who had Alzheimer's. She feels like Edna to me for some reason. Who is the famous Edna person? Oh, she's the Facts of Life lady. Everybody remember her? It's making me feel like that. Somebody who took care of a lot of girls. If you brought, this is an older lady who was very loving and incredibly like sweet and kind. Aunt Edna. That's what she's making me feel like. So now let's break it down. So let's say you had a grandmother, Aunt Edna, who passed of Alzheimer's, right? Okay, take it. If you had an Aunt Edna who passed, but maybe not necessarily of Alzheimer's, they're making me say that word. So know that they could be clumping up messages trying to get as many through as possible. I hope that makes sense, because sometimes it's not as clear cut, and it definitely doesn't read like a book. There's interpretation, has to come through me. Hopefully I'm an open channel enough to give you what you need. So, all right. Well, I don't know what to make of this, because I just saw, so some of you may or may not know that I have a degree from U of M. It's a science degree, and I'm starting to see like, I've started to see like chemistry equations getting written across the board in front of me. And okay, it's organic chemistry. 11 granddaughters? Oh my gosh. Did she take care of these granddaughters? Like, would she just pile them all together, Susan? I know there's a lag. I apologize for that. But if you could respond at some point, but I do have to get to this gentleman who's like writing equations on the board. What's interesting is that we can continue to do what we love when we've crossed the other side. So this is one of the messages for whoever this person is, because it does feel like the organic chemistry is a guy, and he's just like, has his back turned, I can't see his face, and he's just writing at the chalkboard, all these different equations over and over and over again, and making it be he's also making me feel like it's just a couple things. He's making me feel like a pioneer, like he discovered something. And I gotta tell you, he makes me feel uh, sorry, there's a question. Making me feel as if he was really absorbed in his work as well. So if that's somebody's father or grandfather, please take that, because yeah, because he's here and wanting to be. He's sort of like, he gets engrossed with his work and he forgets to turn around. Okay, there's a question. I'm going to take this question. It says, question, body and soul, two different things. Is it possible for your soul to be above, such as feeling like you are a foot off the ground completely? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, there's a couple of things for that I'm going to say. So as you can totally feel like you're out of your body a lot of time. Sometimes that's also could be called dissociating from your own feelings. So that's one thing it can be called. The second thing is you're working in the angelic realm without even knowing you're working in the angelic realm. So I'm going to guess, Catherine, since you told me that, that you are running into stuff. You may trip and fall a lot, or like hit cupboards or end tables or something like that, where you're sort of like just slamming into things because the ground is here, but you're sort of like above it, and you just bam, bam, as you come into the table, just you. So that's like a lot of shin pain, ankle pain. I could feel that, maybe even a lot of knee pain for you if you've fallen on your knees. So yes, it is. I would suggest a couple of things. First, I love white sage for saging your house, getting rid of old energy. Sometimes you can be reacting to old energy, so whoop up. I think we're and to kind of like go a little bit further with this body soul thing, because I think you're onto something that's very, very important. I think we're symbiotic creatures. Do you guys know what a symbiotic creature is? This something that can live in something and they think they're one. I don't know anything like that, do you? I'm saying that, Sophie. I forgot the word right now. I just can't even say it. It's making me, I'm stuttering almost. So, so when you're a symbiotic creature, you wouldn't know your soul. You wouldn't know your body. You would think you're a body and not a soul. And you wouldn't really necessarily believe the soul was there because it was so invisible. So one of the things that can happen is your soul will be working, and it comes up because it's fluttering in higher realms and dimensions. Sorry, I said realms again. Fluttering in higher dimensions. So I say I ground myself to the center of the earth now. And your body kind of goes chunk, right? You can feel it go in. The other thing I like a lot is, especially if you're doing that, your soul is, Catherine, and what I'm hearing, and this is coming up as the Paul Selig work, is asking to be working higher than it is. So one of the things he said is, I increase my vibration and frequency to the highest available to me now. Try that, because it starts to, even if you're here and your body is here, and it just begins to build little shelves. So you're just getting support, and then you're not so much out of your body. You're really becoming encapsulated in your body and ready for free movement. I hope that makes sense for that one. I'm having a lot of head injury kind of stuff going on right now. So it's a pretty intense head night. Like I said, the other night it was 5 hip replacements. Now it's a lot of head stuff going on. So, Catherine, I hope that makes sense to you. Hi, Tressa. Anyway, so, okay, let me see what else. You know, it's interesting because I've been thinking about this. It's like a couple. It's a crash. So it's around the same sort of. I want to like just say to all the kids out there driving, like, seriously, share this with your kids. I don't know if you guys have any of your children in the wild with you. but I always tell my kids that cars are, they're like killing machines. You can really hurt yourself or hurt other people with them. So one of the things that I keep seeing in my head is kind of playing over and over again is I keep seeing a car that goes up and hits a tree high. So this is he might even like have flipped in the tree, and it feels like it's just gone. I feel like I don't get to say goodbye, and it feels like a sun energy coming through. I don't get to say goodbye to anybody, and there was not too much to say goodbye to. So I feel like pictures were all around, and that hits close to my house because that's how I said goodbye to my brother. It was very tragic, and it was all the pictures. So and that's a really difficult way to say goodbye to somebody. So I just offer that it could be that in coming through, your loved ones know that you're having a hard time and they're trying to support you. So I would encourage you to find me at a group or do a one-on-one reading or come to the classes. I would also encourage you, even if you don't go to any of those things, tune in to these Monday nights. What my understanding from Spirit is that even when you're here and you spend this time once a week, my guides or everybody's still working on your energy. So it's sort of an energy tweak, let's say. It's a little bit of an energy tune-up. So I'm offering that to you. I hope everyone is well. If you didn't get to tune in live, watch it later. And, so the Shine On potions, right? I have more bottles. So I had, when I made all my black tourmaline lunar eclipse, I made 3 gallons. So I have 2 more gallons to go through, and then I will be done. I'll be done with that. So I have the next 50. It's great holiday gifts. I totally just said that. Anyway, have a wonderful week. Take care of yourself. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'll put my phone number somewhere in the. I haven't done that yet. So, and check out my website. And if you happen to have, if you did a group or a class with me or anything like that, and you want to give a review, send me a review. I'm looking for more reviews. I keep forgetting to ask for them. So I need to put more reviews on my website. So anyway, take care. Have a wonderful week. And as always, and I don't say this, but I think it's going to be my tagline forever. Tell me what you think about it. See light and be light. The more you see light, the more you are light. Mwah! Have a wonderful week. Bye. See light, be... Oh, you said it! Ah! It is a tagline already. See light, be light. Bye.